I'll be able to see you shortly. If you need to take it, all right? We'll be jolly. Yes, brothers and sisters. Is everybody hearing us all right? Just let us know if the sound's all right, will you, people? Hope everybody's well. Right. The spa is cancelled. Paul cancelled it. He's got himself a set of problems. Now, I'm not going to talk about my brother's business because that's for him to disclose. You know, I'm not going to disclose anything. I'm not going to talk about it any further apart from saying the fact that Paul's cancelled it due to his own reasons. You know, and hopefully he can disclose them reasons. If he doesn't want to, that's his business. So unfortunately, tomorrow's cancelled. You know, it's a shame. I was gutted when I got the news, but I tell you what, I was even more gutted, you know, to hear about what Paul's going through. You know, it's not nice, you know, and I feel for him. Big up Paul Venis, indeed. It's Venis, by the way. But aye. What about the new merch? Just got a good batch in, new batch. Where we've got on the back here, I've got one a couple here on 4 times. We've got yellow. How's that? Nee Divvies round here, mush. And we've got the white. Nee Divvies ERD. What we've got here, can you dig that? How's that? Buzzing with them, me. So a big shout out to me, my new merchandise business partner, our Bailey. A good mush. So I've got a batch of a big batch of merch all over my floor. I've got all different sizes. You know, I had them all ready for the fight, didn't I? But you know, the fight's not happening. Now the t-shirts are 20 quid each. We could have got them for a lot cheaper, but the quality of the t-shirt was shite. We went for the top. There was 3 t-shirts, and we went for the top sort of grade one. It'll wash better. It won't stretch as much. 20 quid might seem, you know, it might seem a lot to ask. I'm not asking anybody to buy them, but they're there if anyone wants them. You know, and I'll be honest with you, there's a 20% profit in it. 20%. You know, a wedgie that's going to be going to Paul's charity. So it's up to anyone else if they want any. If anyone wants them, you know, that's up to them. I'll put my email address in the description, and anyone wants one, you know, we'll get one sent out to you for 20 notes. You know, there will be a donation going to Paul's charity. Because some of them have just got this on the front. Some of them have got the Have Gum Shield Will Travel on the back. So we'll see how they go. We'll see how they fare. First batch of what? 20, 25, mixture of sizes. We'll see how they go. Just had a look at like beanie hats, caps and mugs and that. So listen, if we can take it further, we will. Now, first of all, I just want to give my brother Paul Venis a big shout out. You know, I'm thinking about him and his family. I hope everything's all right. You know, it's one of them things, like I say, Paul might disclose what's going on in the near future. He might not. That's his business. Now, a few things I want to say, to be honest. And I'm going to have to try and mind my P's and Q's here because, you know, when talking about one of these people. You know, it's very hard, you know, to not really give abuse. Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult. You know, and obviously I'm allowed to think these things, but projecting them, you know, is a bit of a no-no, you know, especially part of this program. I've got to try and, you know, control myself. Now, first and foremost, the issue, what was on my mind before, you know, a few things have just been raised about Sean Atwood. You know, now, if you're watching this back, Sean, you know, you might not. But Sean Atwood, I was going to confront him at this spa tomorrow, not in a violent or physical manner, but I was going to confront him verbally. I was going to confront Sean Atwood verbally. And I wanted to know why he hasn't addressed the issue. You know, why, Sean, have you not apologised to your followers, right, for promoting evil, you know, and for, you know, for promoting something that's bad. And you know it's bad, you know, and you haven't addressed the issue. At the time, you were blind to it. I don't know if you were or you weren't, but listen, the fact remains, you promoted bad. You promoted bad, bad, bad. That's what you were promoting. That's what you were magnifying. That's what you were putting on a stage for everyone to behold, right? You. Now, I haven't got a big direct problem with you. But listen, there's victims in this town that I know on a personal level, right? And they are not happy with you. I've got, 11,000 followers, and a large percentage of them are not happy with you, Sean Atwood, because you have not addressed the issue. Have you not? You haven't addressed the issue. You haven't apologised for knowingly doing bad. You just haven't addressed the issue whatsoever. And I was going to confront you tomorrow on your live while you were coming to the gym to get your content on me. You were coming to get your content on me. So I was allowed to ask you why you have not addressed the issue. Why haven't you addressed the issue? Just sweeping it under the carpet and going on like nothing's happened. Well, not round here. People round here haven't forgot what you've done. You know, you're not exactly flavour of the month round here. So we'll stick a pin in that one for now. All right, Sean. Say you've got the word to me. You want to interview me. You want me on your channel. Well, address the issue and you maybe get a chance. If not, you know what I mean? It won't be happening. But I would like to say, I would have confronted you tomorrow, mate, about you not addressing the issue. Okay. Okay. Right. Now on to Darren G. Right, Darren G. I have an opinion on you. I'm not going to give you the full literal extent of that opinion, but I will say this. You're a mug, right? A proper mug. Now, I'm not one for jumping on and defending certain people, right? I'm not one for that, especially people that I have zero time for. Zero time. But for you to be a person, right, that's supposed to be carrying a message, like my message, right? You coming on your platform and talking about an old woman, I don't even want to say it, but I'm going to have to, talking about an old woman, taking it up the arse, make you disgusting. That's what you are. You're a low down, spineless mug. That's what you are. Speaking about some old woman like that. Now, listen, it's well known that I'm not one for defending particular people, right? Well known. But for you to come on a platform, your platform, and say something like that, you know, how you do not deserve to carry a message. What do you do to actively promote this message? You give out a few flyers. You give out a few leaflets. You're a tosser. Now, like I say, just because I'm on this path and I'm living this life, and that doesn't mean that I can't sort arrangements with you, mate, if that's what you want. If you don't like what I'm saying and you're going to come on your next live and give me a volley of abuse or something, mate, I can handle that. Not a problem. But like I say, if you want a physical engagement, mate, we can get that sorted. Not a problem. Going back to your message, right? You are not fit to carry that message. It was only whatever the other month or something you were waving knives about and that. We'll give them this, we'll give them that. With your little beatbox and that and your little rap going and that, mate. You're a 40-odd-year-old man. Get yourself a grip of your life. You're a shan. All right, sweetheart. Get that up here, mug. Because there was talk of whatever someone was sending us. Because I don't follow YouTube all the time. I miss a lot of videos. I miss a lot of stuff. I miss a lot of the back and forward and the crack. But people do send us stuff. People send us stuff, right? So I got sent something the other day off my pal, giving it. He was going to pay us a box of Bibles or something to put one on Sean's chin. Listen, I wouldn't give Sean Atwood a bat. I'd never in a million years give Sean Atwood a bat. You know, he's a little man, little thing what he is. You know, I wouldn't give him a bat. You know, and I don't want it to sound like I've got this big problem with Sean Atwood, because I haven't. But a lot of people around here have, and a lot of my followers have, and I'm not about to sit and rub shoulders with Sean Atwood without telling him what I think. And what I think is that it's wrong that he has not addressed the issue. He just hasn't addressed it. He hasn't apologised. He hasn't even remotely addressed it. Just calling, you know, everybody's got something to say. Everyone's a fucktard. Little fucktards. The issue needs addressed. Are you going to address the issue? That's what I want to know. Anyway, put that to a side. Right, we'll put that to a side. We'll leave that for now. I was going to fly over tomorrow and see Paul, but he's not up for it. He's not up for it at all. His head's not right. His head's fell off, you know, and I can understand why. So I'm going to take the girls for a day out. Lal Deej. We're going to go for a day out somewhere. I don't know where. Any suggestions, anyone, for a day out? I was wondering if Wet and Wild was still open, because it doesn't. I couldn't fit it on the internet. The website and that was still there, but it never said it was closed. It never said it was open. So is Wet and Wild in Newcastle still open? Can somebody tell me in the comments if Wet and Wild is still open? Hi, from Mount Pleasant. Come by, Chavi, just round the corner. I live on Sewell Road, me, you know, and I'm not very hard to find. Not hard to find at all, and I'm not inciting violence, and I'm not inviting trouble, you know. But I'm of the opinion, and I'm of the stance that if anyone's got a problem with me, you know, they can come and see us. Simple as that. I'm not like one person on YouTube. I don't become one person in front of a camera and then go and live the rest of my life a completely different person. There's a lot of people that do that on YouTube. I'm of the opinion that I'm probably one of the realest people on YouTube, because I tell you how it is. I shoot from the heart. I've always done that. You know, I might have done it in more of a violent and aggressive and more abrupt nature in the past. You know, I'm trying my best to control myself, but I tell you how it is. You know, sometimes I'm quite careful with my delivery, you know, and I don't want to upset people the way I wasn't bothered about upsetting people once over. But I'll tell you how it is, you know, and there you go, I live on Sewell Road. I'm not going to give the number of my house because, you know, everyone's entitled to a little privacy. I give my number of my last house, remember, 12 Westmoreland Street, and not a single soul that was challenging me, that was going to do this, that, and the other to me, come anywhere near my address. And, you know, fortunately for them, they never come knocking, because that person who lived at that address, which was me, wouldn't have given you a very nice greeting. You know what I mean? But as it stands, we can have a conversation I want, or whatever you want. You know, we can discuss the issue. Like I say, I'm not a hard man to find. I'm going to have a little... Thank you, my man. I'll highlight that. First comment highlighted of the evening. Thank you, people. Where we are. Yes, I can sort an email for the merch. I'll put it in the description at the end. I hope that's all right. I forgot to put it in. You know, I just wanted to come on and explain to people, you know, that the spa's not happening. I can't give you the full, you know, extent of the reason, because that's Paul's business. It's up to Paul. I would never talk about any of my brothers or my friends' business. Never would, never will. I haven't got a mouth on us. And like I say, I've never spoke one word to the old Bill. Believe that or not, everybody around here knows me the same. I have never spoke one word to the old Bill, ever. You know, I'm not exactly proud of that. It's not like, oh, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. That's just the truth. I do not give the old Bill information. I never have. I have never put a single statement in against anybody in my entire life, on all my kids. God strike me down dead, on my bairn's eyes. I have never put a statement in against anybody. It's not the way I roll. So I'm not about to come on YouTube and start speaking about my brother's business. You know, I might have had a couple of things to say tonight. That is what it is, you know, but that's where I stand on it. That's where I stand on that prick Darren G. You know, and that's what I wanted to say to Sean Atwood. So what kind of person would I be to come on here and hold things back and say, like, yeah, you know, skirt around an issue which I've got going on? Never been like that. You know, if you want someone who's going to sugarcoat information and going to bend the truth and make fictitious claims, exaggerated claims, false promises, idle threats, if that's what you want, go and watch Darren G, or go and tune into somebody else, because there's Nee Divvies round here, mush. You know, and I'm not about to come on and feed people, you know, a load of false information or a load of shite and start telling people things that I don't believe in or that I don't actually feel. It's just not the way I am. James, they're not scammers. Not following that. Trying to have a look at a few. Keckers here. Scammers, Christie and Venis. How? But don't think so much. I'm going to read through a couple of the comments here. Darren G would have me. Well, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I say, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not instigating a fight here. But if that's what he thinks, he can come out and say it himself. Walter Whitty, that lad keeps saying I'm a scammer. Well, that's his business, you know. Thanks for the input. Thanks for the view. Thanks for the comment. If you want to go and watch somewhere else, mate, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? I don't beg for people to come on here. Simple as that. But like I've said, I'm of the opinion that I'm one of the realest people on YouTube. What you see is what you get. It's as simple as that, folks. You know what I mean? Too many people become a completely different person for the channel, or become a completely different person for YouTube. Unfortunately, it's just not the way I am. Is that a vape? Yes, it is, bro. It's a vape. I'm an addict in recovery, and it helps the urges. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of them, but it is what it is. You know, it helps the urges. You know, I have to be honest. Part of an honest program, and I'm not going to say I do it just because I like it. I do it because I'm an addict, and it definitely helps the urges. It's like it's because I'm doing something with my hands, and I'm smoking something. You know what I mean? It's got like a paradox. It's got a certain value to it. You know, for whatever reason. Never stop being you. Thank you, Mary, and I won't. It's just what it is. We are who we are in this world. You know what I mean? I've got a failure to interpret or adopt, another character. I just can't do it. I simply can't do it. I don't think I make a very good actor because I just end up jumping on set and being myself. This fight was organised to get you both to 10k viewers. Wrong. When that come about, mate, I think we were on about, I was making my way towards 10,000 subscribers nicely, and if anyone wants to unsubscribe to my channel and they don't want to watch, that's their business. I have never asked for a single subscriber. I'd like to think people come onto my channel to listen to someone tell it how it is. It's as simple as that. I like to think people come onto my channel to listen to somebody tell it how it is. I don't come on and play the goat. I don't act the fool. I don't adopt other people's character. I don't. I've always been my own person. I tell you how it is. I'm known for telling you how it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a weakness. And I haven't achieved perfectivity just yet. And if there's a mush that works for Network Rail that's watching this, I apologise, mate, because I'll tell you what happened the other morning. I come out the gym at 5:30 in the morning, and there was a fella shooting down the hill. You come out the hill and you've got to do a bit of a hairpin to come back up the hill to the bridge. And I've come out and I've pulled out just a little bit. Just a little bit I've pulled out. And this car's come, not flying, but coming down. And I've just never seen it. So I've sort of pulled out the junction about 3 feet. And I give him the wave of courtesy, I'm sorry, mate. And he slowed right down and stopped right in front of us and started growling at us. And I was like, what, mate? And he just drove off very, very slowly, growling. And I seen his head nodding as he was saying something. And I lost it. I jumped out the car and I had these inserts on. Are they down here? No, I've had these inserts on what I wear underneath my gloves in the gym. I had them on. And as he's slowly driving off, I was just in his mirror going, wanker, come here and get out. I lost my head, you know what I mean? I'm just saying to you, I'm being honest, I haven't achieved perfectivity just yet, I still act on them impulses, I can still act on them impulses. So he puts it in reverse. Well, I had a cap on and my 2 inserts. So as he's reversing back slowly, I took my hat off, took my gloves off, and I went out to him. I says, what's your fucking beef, you? I said, listen, I've just given you the wave of courtesy. I said, don't let that little car fool you. I said, do you want to get out and go right now? He was like, no, mate, I don't want to get out. He changed his opinion now. He'd been met with a challenge. And I says, well, if you don't want to get out, mate, fuck off. And I wasn't laughing at the time. But if he's watching this, the mush in Network Rail, it was like a big 4x4 with a tin cab on the back, like a farmer's type of cab. So if you're watching this, mate, I apologise. But you shouldn't have been growling at us like that because I'm in my little granny's car. You probably thought you were dealing with either a pensioner or whatever because it was dark and the lights were on. You couldn't quite see, could you? And like I say, I have to be honest, when I jumped out of that car, mate, you shit your knickers. So, maybe a lesson learned not to try and growl at people and try to attempt to intimidate people who have given you the wave of courtesy, who caused you no dismay whatsoever. You could have actually still got by. But anyways, I've spoke about that too much. It was what it was. Just an explanation to you is that I haven't quite achieved perfectivity just yet, I know it might look that way sometimes. But no, I certainly haven't, I can still act on impulse, no problem. The real Angus Young. Thank you, brother. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Listen, Mark Allen's making a comment. Listen, as it stands, mate, I've no interest. I've no hatred. You know what I mean? I haven't got that level of, proper hatred towards anybody. And I did have that level of hatred towards, but it's gone. It's dead. But don't for a minute think that I couldn't release the beast at any given second. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all right when you're getting on with your life and everything's well. But the second you feel threatened, or the second I feel threatened, I've got a hypersympathetic nervous system, if anyone knows what that is. You know, when I feel threatened, I react very fastly, and my body, I fill with adrenaline. You know, it's like I get this heightened state of suspicious alertness, and I'm on edge. You know, when I know someone's threatening me, or I feel physically threatened, you know, my whole body changes its state. It's called a hypersympathetic nervous system, you know, and it's just something I've got. So like I say, it's all right being chilled out and all right when everything's going well and blah, blah, blah. But the second I feel threatened, you know, I can become a completely different animal. So like I say never. All right, Mark Allen? Wee man Sham. Listen, mate, I've cut the strings on that one a while ago. Like I say, there's no emotional direction or connection whatsoever. None. You know I might inject a little bit of sarcasm into my videos and, you know, might display some cynicism now and then. But as it stands, there's no ill feelings. Do you understand? If anyone has seen my videos 2 years ago, they knew that I was completely consumed by this whole saga. You know, it cost me a couple of nights' sleep initially. And let us tell you something, nothing costs me my sleep. I can sleep on a washing line. And when someone costs me sleep, you know, my head's not right, because I sleep like a rock. So it cost the sleep. That's a significant sign of where I was with it. You know, I'm just desperate for this physical engagement. You know, and I got it, and I felt like I exercised the demons, you know, and it's put to bed for me. You know what I mean? I was called out, and there was meant to be, you know, round 2. But like I say, there was a set of Y fronts that got soiled, so it'll never happen. You know, and there's certain legal reasons why it'll never happen. And until them legal reasons go away, it won't happen. So enough said on that one. Roger Miller, what's happening, brother? I've seen Tony Meehan in the comments before. Big shout out, Tony Meehan. Joe Menshaw. Aye, mate, that's no bother. Like I say, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, are they not? Especially on YouTube. Look at YouTube. When people want to come out and pretend to be someone else. And YouTube can be very much like driving a car. When you're driving a car, you're shrouded and embroiled in a box of steel. And it gives people this feeling of strength. You know, it gives them this feeling that they can make all these hand gestures and be like, you know, a character that's above and beyond their nature. You know, they think they can be above and beyond their physical status because they're in a car, they're in a steel box. You know, they feel like they've got more strength and more power than they've actually got. It's bullshit. YouTube's very much the same. People sat at home on a couch, or people hundreds of miles away on a phone, think they can say whatever they want about anybody and no one's going to bother them. Well, like I say, I'm not a hard man to find. If anyone doesn't like what I'm saying, you know, they're welcome round here. You know what I'm saying? They are. And we can discuss the issue, because I've never met a man that scared us. And if I've got an opinion on somebody, you know, I'll voice it. You know, I'm very opinionated, you know, and if sometimes when that opinion breaches, it'll surface, you know, and I'll portray it verbally, because that's who I am. I'm man of my word. Hope you're well, Jennifer C. Thank you. Tam the Bam. SOG. Yes, mate, likewise. Gutted about tomorrow. It's called free speech. I like that one. Yes, it is free speech. But you've got to be careful, you see, because free speech can be dangerous, not only to another person, because there's an issue with free speech. There's 2 issues as far as I'm concerned. One of the issues with free speech is, you know, if you're going to inject a lot of venom and poison into what you're verbalizing, then you need to take into consideration the effect, the psychological and mental effects that it might have on another person. So if you want to really bully someone and you want to go in on someone really hard verbally, without considering what that might do to their mental state, then it's just stupid. And it's you know, it's nasty, you know, so you can hurt people with free speech. And I'll tell you something else about free speech. Free speech has got me 2 trips to prison. So free speech can also be very dangerous to the person voicing that opinion. Take it from me. So there is problems with free speech. You know, it's not as black and white as it might sound. There's a lot of grey area. Yes, guys, go donate to Vienna's Voice, a fantastic cause helping autistic children and autistic parents. There's going to be days out, you know, where all these parents of autistic children, any parent of any child with any autistic spectrum disorder, they can meet up and, you know, they can all be together, because I understand, believe it or not, I know all about having a kid with autism. I don't voice that. You know, my kids' diagnosis and that is my business and their business. I don't put that everywhere, but I know what it's like. It's not easy being a parent of a child with autistic spectrum disorder. So I sympathise, I understand, you know, and the charity's got a big place in my heart, you know, and I love Paul as a brother, and I respect him for what he's doing, you know. I think his charity's going to be massive, you know, I think it's going to be massive. Thank you, Jamie Smith. Vienna's Voice, get up, Tim Smith. Jill Baldwin, followed you from day one. Let us have a little read of that. Followed you from day one. Danny, you're as real, as honest as they come. Keep being you. Always treat people how you want to be treated. That's what I say. Well done. I'm very much part of that path now. You know what I mean? If anyone's got an opinion on me, given the opinions I've just given the 2 individuals before, this is you. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not going to stop or try and influence or hinder or, you know, even postpone somebody's opinion of me. They're welcome to it, man. Do you know what I'm saying? This is Joe. People can voice what they want. Followed you from day one too. Thank you, Emma. Dark Side of the Moon. What's my game plan for Spar and Paul? The game plan was stick and move. Stick and move, you know. Use what movement I've got left. Use what speed I've got left, and try and utilise what fight IQ I've got left. Try and set a few traps. Because a man my size can't stand and trade punches with Paul Venis. It's just stupid. You know, I'm Nee Divvies. I've got a decent fighting brain on us. You know, and I'd have a game plan for him. I don't know how effective that game plan would have been, because he's a man who can cut a ring off. He's a man who can put pressure on. And see, with larger fighters, heavyweights, they don't need to, you know, administer the same movements what a lighter fighter might need. They don't need to have as much of a high work rate, because they can plod forward, you know, and they can just cut the ring off, and they can rely on heavy singles. Whereas a lighter fighter needs to rely on combination punching, you know, stepping in behind a good jab, double up, triple up, bust them up, you know, and you've got to rely on good movement. Like I say, very different styles. Styles make fights, you know. Dave Smithers, 14 weeks in recovery myself. Go on, brother. Up the recovery crew, my man. Are you part of a fellowship, eh, Dave Smithers? Because it's very difficult to do on your own. Mark Ryan, God bless your niece, brother. Absolutely. God bless everyone. Everyone, mate. God bless everyone, including your niece, my man. Aye, Morton in the house. All right, Danny Mush. Morton, as in the Morton Estate in Carlisle. If that's the case, brother, big shout out. The Great Border City. 2 years clean. Go on, Daniel Higgs. My man. The road is long, with many a winding turn. You know what I mean? And the race is long. The race in life is long. But you'll find out in the end, before long, it's only against yourself. The race is only against yourself. You know what I mean? That's never a true word been spoken. Yes, Alex Kearney, how are you, my man? We'll highlight that because he's my man. Where we are. I know I'm missing a lot of the comments here because I'm just having a ramble. You know what I mean? I'll try and get as many in as I can. Smokes bed bugs. Get up. Aye, man. Carlisle in the house. Dix, you all famous. Martin via Bellevue. Come by. Get up, Chavy. All famous. Well, maybe not quite. You know, I've got a bit of a platform, brother. I would never, you know, I don't crave fame. I don't call myself famous. You know, I am who I am. I've got the platform that I've got. You know, that just is what it is. But this is my baby. I built it. Me. Nee Divvies round here, mush. Anyone who's just come on and hasn't seen the merch, we'll give you another little quick flash. I've got 20 odd of them laid all over my floor here. There we go. Nee Divvies round here, mush. We've got them just with that on the front. We've also got them with this on the back. Have gum shield, will travel. Come by. Like I say, I used to live by that little saying, you know, and I meant it. When I said I had a gum shield and I would travel, I meant it. But them days are gone. Like I say, can always release the beast. Nee Divvies round here, mush. Yes, Alex Kearney. Happy birthday, Margaret. Where are we at there? Who's this? What's the smallest size they come in? Small. We've got some smalls. I'll have to happy birthday our Margaret. Got to give the birthday shout out. Don't mind being a moderator. Thank you, our Emma. You need to get in touch with us on my email address and let me know how that works. Because I could do with somebody, you know, like doing bits and bats. Because when the comments come in thick and fast, when there's like, you know, 350 people in like these now, it's not easy keeping up, you know, and I don't want to leave anyone's comments out. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not reading the comments out, because it's not the case. Big up Carlisle. Yes, Sean Craig. Am I still a scaff? Yes, I am. Best scaffolder in the whole world. Best scaffolder in the universe. You know, and every scaffolder I've ever met has said the same thing. So, you know, I'm a scaff. YouTube user. Like I say, that's for Paul to disclose, mate. I'm not exactly the new Paul Dodd, mate. I don't think so, Junkyard Dog. Never went to Freedom Nightclub. Oh, buddy, yes, I did. Yes, I did, brother. I can remember the Freedom Nightclub. It was absolutely mint. It just shut down the last year. I was only 18. We used to go to the unders. It was like under 18s dudes there. We were all like 15, 16. We used to go in. And I had about 8-9 months when I was 18 before it shut down of going to Freedom. And it was belter. They used to do an all-you-can-drink night there for $9.95. All you can drink in a nightclub for $9.95. Can you just imagine? Can anybody just think of how much trouble and how much fights and how much people were getting glassed and kicked to bits when you were getting all the drinks that you needed for $9.95? The place was dangerous. It was an absolute time bomb. Haha, here we go. Spoke about that one a little bit today with Dougie. Who knows? Never say never. I'm in the best shape I've been in for quite a number of years. I'm in good shape. I've got good rounds in the bag. I'm getting good sparring, you know, and I feel like I've got the energy, you know, to perhaps do something. But the truth is, I don't perform nowhere near to the level that I used to. You know, like I've said this on the other live tonight, there's a cognitive delay when you get older. You know, you can see punches coming, but you can't get out the way of them. The best description of it I can give is when you're in a fight or you're engaging with somebody, right? And you see an opening, you see a punch there. Once upon a time in your younger days, you would have instinctively, without a thought process, took that punch. You'd have took it, bang, and you'd have landed it. Now, there's a thought process goes into it. You look and you think, oh, there's a punch there. By the time you to throw it, it's already too late. That's age. With age comes experience. And with age, like I said, I maybe put that wrong. With experience comes knowledge. But with age comes a delay. You don't react like you used to react. How do we order the merch? I'm going to put my email address in the description. And I've only got about 25 here for now. But once they're gone, you know, I've just had a look at a load of mugs, beanie caps and hats and that. So, beanie hats and caps, I should say. But we'll have a look. In these days, it's have a knife will travel. I know it is. It really is. See, that's the thing about Carlisle. I mean, there's a few people been stabbed to death, and that don't get us wrong, you know, tragedies, and you get that everywhere. But as a generalisation, Carlisle, do I believe Jesus was the Son of God? I believe we are all children of God. Like I say, I do read the Bible. It's never far away from us. It's actually in the kitchen. I was having a squint before I went to the course this morning. You know, I think we're all sons of God. That's my opinion. You know, I think we're all children of God. I'm not a Christian. Don't mistake me for one. But I believe in God of my understanding, higher power. A power greater than myself is essential for me in my recovery. And it's not just because it fits with my recovery. It's because I actually believe in a higher power. I've been protected my whole life. I'm certain of it. Peace out, Danny. See you later, our Angus. Tam the Bam, what do I weigh? I weigh 13 stone dead at the minute, Tam the Bam. And I'm a good 13 stone. I'm cracking hard. I'm feeling sharp, and I've got rounds in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Gas in the tank and cash in the bank. And I'm feeling great. Get fighting again, mate. Like I say, never say never. Never say never. As it stands, I know I am past the window for performing at my best. I'm realistic about that. I know I'm not the fighter that I used to be. But I still love boxing. That'll never go away. Legends, Pagoda, Freedom, Buskers, CA1. That's the one, mate. Now we're farming. Now we're farming our junkyard dog. Seen a photo of you with Farmer. He was some pagger back in the day. You with me, son. Aye. Farmer was some boy. I was speaking to him on the site the other day. Farmer was some baby. Oh, look at that. What a lovely comment. Thank you so much. Highlighted. Bub, get up. How do you spar without seeing a target? Honestly, just backing my coach hits me. I honestly want to kill him. You know, it's one of them things. It slows down and gets worse and worse with age. You've got an instinct for punches and almost like a sixth sense for fighting when you're younger days. When you get older, all that stuff goes. I'm trying to read the comments, bro. I'm trying. They're coming in thick and fast, man. Have you seen how fast they're coming in? Right, I'm going to go to the bottom and we'll start again. I'm sorry for anyone if I've missed your comments. This is why I need a moderator, because it's difficult. You know, I'm just one-man band. I'm just on my own here. There's no one else helps me with this channel. You know, it's my baby. I do it all on my own. And I don't have the time to be creating content all day long. I might have a quick flick of the comments and that, but I don't have the time to create content and be a YouTuber full time. I've got a job to do. You know, I've got kids to see. It is what it is. It's nice to be nice. Yes, it is, Turkey Teeth. That's getting highlighted. I can put it on slow. Well, how do I do that? How do I put it on slow? Someone tell us how I put it on slow. They're coming in thick and fast. Put a mod to me, Ace of Spades. Lee Williams. Well, I didn't actually win. I felt like a winner, but I didn't win. But I'll tell you something. I was watching the Billy Moore podcast today with Jimmy Sweeney, and Jimmy Sweeney had a couple of nice things to say about us. And Jimmy Sweeney is the best bare knuckle fighter as far as I'm concerned. He's one of the best to ever do it. A 5-time world champion, the man. And he had some nice things to say about me. So did Billy Moore. Big shout out, Jimmy Sweeney. Thank you, brother. Big love. Who got me into boxing? I got into boxing myself. I just walked into the gym one day. I don't know what took us there. I was getting kind of coerced into the older lads for a long time, and I was left alone for a few months on it. And then I need to get some mods. I know I do, Sam. I'm sorry if I'm missing anyone's comments in that. It's not intentional. I'm trying to read out as many as I can. Well, like you say, it was what it was. I was meant to get steamrolled, wasn't I? I was meant to be an easy target, wasn't I? Wasn't I, though? I was meant to get steamrolled, remember? I was going to get dispatched in the first minute, remember? Listen, I had other plans, Brad G. UFC London tomorrow. I get up, love the UFC. I'll be watching that. Absolutely. Kawasaki or Froch? For me, it's got to be Kawasaki. Has to be. Hi, Jimmy Sweeney, the bare knuckle champion. That's him. Like I say, he had some nice things to say about me today on Billy Moore's podcast when I watched it, and I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing my balls off. Froch all day. Well, listen, Mark Lines, there's nothing wrong with that. Opinions. That's what makes combat so special. You know, everyone's got a different opinion. Styles make fights. You know what I mean? Tactics make fights. It's simple as that, you know. Be a boring old world if everybody thought the same, would it not? That's the thing. That's the beauty of people. They're all different. And there's nothing stranger in this world than a person. Nothing. How long have I been scaffolding? James Dugdale? About 17 years. And like I said, I'm the best scaffolder on the planet. Damon Walker. The T-shirts are 20 notes. There's a 20% profit margin. Simple as that. The T-shirts are costing us just shy of 16 quid a piece. And I can even put the receipts up. You know what I mean? There's a small profit margin, 20%. It is what it is. We're trying to get the merch off the ground. You know what I mean? If it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? You've got to try these things. He who never tried, never failed. And failure is part of success. You think anybody out there that's a successful person has ever got to where they've got without failure? It doesn't work like that. You've got to keep your eye on the prize. Failure is just an obstacle. There's nothing saying that you can't do what you want to do, is there? The only thing that says that you can't do what you want to do is yourself. Simple as that. Narcotics Anonymous, that's my fellowship, and I love it. It's part of my life. I absolutely love it. I've got an amazing relationship with my sponsor. I've been working the steps. You want my steps out here? You want to see my step one? My knees. See, I'm getting old. My step one, there's obviously some anonymity in there, you know, it's for me, for the eyes of me and my sponsor. But Dick, this is just my step one here. It's extensive. I've only got a little bit left to do, but it's a deep step one. And it's, you know, you need a good deep step one. It's got to be part of the spiritual foundation, you know, to go on and do the other 11 steps. Do I ever see Kev Dodd? Big Kev Dodd, old Shergar. Got a lot of time for Kev Dodd. I grew up with him around these parts, man. Me and his little brother all grew up together. A massive crowd of us, man. Kev Dodd was the man round here. I've got a lot of time for him. A lot of time for Kev Dodd. Big shout out, Kev Dodd. Well, listen, Patrick. I've said before, I'm not a hard man to find. I don't come on YouTube and, you know, say things purely for clout. I don't do it. I've got an opinion. I'll put it out there, you know, and bearing in mind, yes, our big Scott Lee. I'm going to put my email address in the description, you know, and anyone who wants them has come to. I've got about 25 in the first batch, so anyone that wants to buy one's welcome to them. It's on a first come first served basis. When I finish this live, I'll put my email in the description, and I'll check them later on, maybe in the morning. Green and Gold Working Guide, my man, BM Wood Photography, knows what he's talking about. Part of a program, an honest spiritual program, and it means the world to me, mate. I'd probably rather box a kangaroo, eh, Dave Smithers? Thank you, Big Scott Lee. Appreciate that, mate, and I really do. Man, imagine if I could decode other people's channels like yours, eh, Scott, and you were wearing my T-shirt on your channel. Man, that'd be a buzz in itself. You know what I'm saying? To see other people wearing my gear, buzzing, man. And like I said, it's not like overly shite. you know, some cheap Primark shite out like that. Aha, I get that, John. I've just had a message off my man John, you know, and maybe that's maybe a particular email address what I don't want out there because it's connected to some funds. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll maybe leave that address out. I've got another one that I can put out, but one way or the other, we will get the merch out to people if they want it. Well done, our John. Thank you for that, brother. See, because I'm not too savvy with all this stuff, you know. I'm new to it all. My idea of fun when I was growing up was doing what every other youngster does, you know, going out and knocking on your mates. You might have been lucky enough to use the house phone and ring up and be like, hello, Mrs. Staveley, you know, is Gary in? That was about as lucky. That was about the most contact that you got. Now, you wake up, you look at your phone. Everybody knows what everyone had for breakfast. Everyone knows why everyone got out of bed. Everyone knows the exact location of everybody all the time. That's took the spice and the adventure out of life. My kids, man, they're upstairs, all three of them, the three youngest, they're glued to their iPads and the phones, not interested in anything else. You know, it is what it is. I try my best to get them out there and get them dossing and that. I'm going for the day out tomorrow. It's meant to be 17 degrees, so I'm going to see if we can take them out in Newcastle, maybe on the beach and that, maybe on Whitley Bay and that. But trying to get them away from iPads and the phones, mate, it's a mission. That was never a problem when we were growing up. You know, it was never a problem when we were growing up. You know, social media, it was just never a problem. I was the new house junkyard dog. It's sound, mate. I don't really miss Denton home. It was what it was. You know, I'm back to the motherland, back where I belong, the Rock. Yeah. There we go. Right, I smoked dope for 20 years daily. I even smoked it the full time I was in prison. I even tried spice in jail when I couldn't get weed, and it was not for me. But, you know, it was what it was. Stopping smoking weed's a mission because it's like a daily cowie. You know what I mean? It's a daily kecker. It was very hard. You know, the only thing that I've got a complete abstinence from all drugs and drink now. The only way that came about was me being on my knees after so many sessions, so many sleepless nights, being off me nut. It just come to a point where I didn't want to take anything anymore. I didn't want to take drugs for a long, long time to stop working, to stop making us feel good. But I thought there was a drug for every feeling, you know, so I was taking a drug to feel good, a drug to feel sleepy, a drug to feel hungry, you know, and in the end, it takes a long time to realise. Coming off benzos was the biggest killer for me. Coming off them benzos killed me off. I had physical constriction, pain all over my body. It was horrible. It was the biggest roast I've ever been through. And I'll never go through that again. You know, but stopping smoking weed, believe it or not, is a choice. It's a choice. Start a program just for today. Read up and read you just for today. And for every day that you open your eyes, you concentrate solely on that day and that day alone. And then you wake up the next day and you concentrate on that day and that day alone. It's a just for today program. Cherry Hardy in the house. Yes, the beach. Well, it's meant to be 17 degrees, so I believe. So I'll be all over that beach with my little mankini on and that. See, this is what I like when you see people using the comments as like a little chat. Everybody speaking to each other and buzzing off each other in the comments, man. It's nice to see. Born and bred here. Where you from, like our cherry lass? I smoke weed. It's my crutch. And I'm terrified to stop because I have PTSD from abuse. It's so hard. I don't take tablets. See, I'm with you. I understand that what weed does for people. I've smoked it flat out for 20 years. I understand what it does. But let us assure you now that life is better without drugs. Take it from me. I've been a druggie for years, a proper druggie. I couldn't go without my drugs. Could not go without my weed, my beak, my tablets, Xanax. Love the Xanax bar. You know, but let us assure you, life is better when you're clean. Take it from me. Tam the Bam. A7. Barry. Tam the Bam. I'm taking it you're a jock with that banter. Stop the bevy. Absolutely, junkyard dog. I've stopped the bevy. I don't drink no more. It's a complete abstinence from all drugs. I work an honest program. Get flashbacks. It's awful. I understand that. I really do understand and I sympathise. And I'm not saying stop smoking weeds for everybody. Some people can smoke weed till the dying day and they'll be absolutely fine with that. For me, it was making me dysfunctional. It was my only ambition was to sit and get off my nuts. That's all it done for us. That was my only ambition. It took away, you know, lowered me inhibitions. It lowered me determination, my ambition, you know, me long-term goals. I didn't have none while I was smoking weed. Now I've got myself a plan. You know what I mean? Whitley Bay. I see, sitting in a fruit tree. Well, I'm maybe going to head over there tomorrow because I'm going to see Uncle Jimmy McCrory. Edinburgh area, mate. I see, Tam the Bam. Any conventions? No, I just missed one the other week in Manchester because I had the girls. So I couldn't make my way down, but I'm desperate to go to one of these conventions. What drugs was I on? Benzos, weed and sniff. That particular trio of drugs are called the Holy Trinity. That just gives you an insight into how misguided I was calling a trio of drugs the Holy Trinity. They all went together. Like mint, tatties and peas. It all went together. Stupidity at its finest. Just a blind, narrow-minded individual with no goals. But like I say, them days are gone. Do I think Bobby Kay has a chance, Tam the Bam? Listen, Tam the Bam, it's a fight. Anything can happen in a fight. That's why people love combat. Because it's a pagger. There's adrenaline, there's heart, there's skill, there's will. Some people lay everything on the line in a fight. Not everybody, but some people lay everything on the line and they'll hang into a fight till the very last straw. And you've got to respect that. Anything can happen in a fight. And I have to be honest, the way Bobby Kay portrayed himself at that fight presser, I must admit I was quite impressed. I thought he had a certain calmness about him, especially in the stare down. He looked quite cold. Do you know what I mean? So fair play to him. Volume and ecstasy, I see. Listen, as an addict, you know, I do get impulses to take drugs on a daily basis. You know, it can be anything from passing a shop and seeing like a peeve advertised on sale, like in a sale, anything like that can give me the impulse to feel like I want to take drugs. I used to love taking Xanax bars, smoking a spliff while they kicked in, and then just necking a load of vodka, waxing massive lines of charge. You know, I loved that. I thought it was for me. I thought I really arrived when I found that particular trinity. I thought I've really arrived here. This is for me. These are the drugs for me. These make me feel amazing. Bullshit. Sobriety is the key. Sobriety is the best way to live. Take it from me. I've done loads of drugs for 20 years and been sober since the day before New Year's Eve. This has been the life for me. This is the life for me. It's given me a head state beyond my wildest dreams. I never knew I could think like this. I never knew I had this neurological access to all these things that I've got access to now. I didn't have a clue. Borderline personality disorder, struggle massive with flashbacks, panic attack. Well, listen, I've got a lot of childhood trauma as well. I can sympathise a bit with that, you know. And like, I'm not sure if you've been staying tuned, mate, but I got diagnosed the other week off a forensic psychologist, you know, to do with court. And I, you know, apparently I suffer from, you know, without uncertainty, apparently I suffer from emotionally unstable personality disorder, which is the exact same as a borderline personality disorder, only some doctors call it one thing and some doctors call it the other. But, you know, I can sympathise with your brother. You know, I get it. I think Ryan Johnson, I think Dean's got him. You know, I know that, and everyone's like, nah, it's not happening this way. But listen, just look what they were saying about me. You know, time will tell. It's a pagger. You never know. It's a pagger, man. Yes, Darrell Leahy. Ad Wilk. Places of Vice. Aye. One that I did have another Vice. Where was that? What Vice took its place? The Vice, what took place when I stopped taking drugs for the first couple of months anyway. You've asked us, so I'll tell you, was viewers. Viewers kept my mind occupied. It kept us busy, if you know what I'm saying. It kept the juices flowing. But it was kind of like the way I channeled it, you know what I mean? It was like an occupation. It was like an interest. So there you have it. 11 days. Is that 11 days sober? Because if it is, well done that person, Tracy Whittle or Kelsey, whichever one, whoever's referring to who there. 11 days sober is a big achievement. Mark Mosley, listen, I sympathise, brother. Love the honesty, good positive order about you. Thank you, the pool Paddy. Appreciate that, brother. Lee Marvin Hitchman. It's not happening, Lee Marvin Hitchman. I'm not sure if you've been following, but Venis is cancelled, for his own reasons. I can only sympathise with him because I know what's going on. It's up to Paul to disclose what's going on. Like I say, I'm not a type of person to speak about my brother's business. The boy was on vows. The Rock. Listen. You'd be surprised when you go to jail how many people you meet in Durham on remand that have not got a clue why they are in jail. And that is purely because of benzodiazepines. They don't know why they're in jail because they can't remember what they've done. Never mind, can't remember where you put your keys or can't remember, what side you got a bed out of. There's people in prison that cannot remember the crime that they've committed that got them there because of Valium. Is that referring to the spa there, Cherry? Because I just said to him on the phone, he's a lucky boy, because I was going to take his chin for a walk. So, like I say, he's a lucky boy. No, he's my brother. It was a friendly spar, but you never know. Spar and sometimes you start swapping a few shots and it's like, oh, I'll get you back for that. And it's like things can escalate really fast in a spar. But I think that was why people were so interested, Here we go. Big Scott Lee, I'll highlight this. You and my eldest brother are so similar. He's my best mate. That's why I've clicked with your story journey, brother. God bless you. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. Your brother must be an extremely handsome chap, a very well-endowed individual. But joking aside, brother, I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Michelle Kirkbride, thank you, lass. Tracy Whittle, well, it is what it is. It is what it is, lass. It was two boys swapping shots, two brothers, swapping a few bangs. There's not wrong with that. Well, we've been on an hour. I think I've rabbited on long enough. I'll let everybody get on with the weekend. An hour's long enough for a live, you know what I mean? An hour's long enough to be listening to me chewing everybody's lugs. So I wish everybody well. God bless each and every individual, especially the people watching tonight. All right. Thank you for now, everybody. Ta-da. Mwah. Big kiss. Ta-da for now, folks.